trust your crypto assets to centralized exchanges that actively sell your private information and front run your trades? Would you like to buy and sell your assets without any middlemen, intermediaries, or robots? Do you like paying slippage, fees, and having the price go up as bots steal from you on low liquidity decentralized exchanges? The solution is nodemarket.io. Set your guaranteed buy or sell price. No middlemen, no slippage, no bots, ever. Buy or sell 1, 10, or even 10 million tokens, and you never have to worry. OTC trades are between you and the seller or buyer, guaranteed by audited smart contracts and no human middlemen. Nodemarket.io.
So stupid.
You love it. You know
I
you
do.
love it.
I do. I love it. That's what I wanted.
So
I wanted
cool.
turkeys. You got us turkeys. That's all I asked. Can a man get a turkey?
You got a turkey. We got a turkey. Although
Okay. Do you want to start on
chickens.
any housekeeping we might have while I go through this list of fine people?
I don't know if I can show this, but I am going to anyway because I'm super excited about it. Just so you guys can see a little bit of the progress we're making over on the back end over at Node Market.
Oh, snap.
This is, and I show you only a screenshot because right now we have built the capability to split licenses. Did you know that you can actually merge your licenses back? So if you have two packs, so if you have a 2-pack and a 2-pack, you can, or like an 8-pack and an 8-pack, you can merge that back up into a 16-pack, but they have to be sister licenses. So they have to have been originally from the same master node. Anyway, so it's pretty rare, but they do have the functionality built in. So it's going to actually be, even when I was talking with Barry, Barry's the programmer over there at Hypercycle, it's like, this we built in, but we'll never use it. I'm like, okay. So,
yeah, it's unlikely.
Anyway,
it's unlikely that would be a function that would do anything other than confuse people.
Yeah, very unlikely. So we have it built in here, but this is where we're going to have our list button so you can list the licenses for sale. I don't know if you guys have fully grasped the awesomeness that we're going to have over here at the secondary marketplace for node licenses. And then you can see this view details button, which I can't click it right now because this is, again, a screenshot. View details button, where that's when you're going to go in. You're going to be able to see your license. You're going to see all the details and everything from the tilling, the uptime, everything like that. Dude, this is so cool. This is something that we're going to get to soon, and we're not going to get to it before we need to get to it. So don't ask questions.
When we mirror our tokens to our nodes, will they still be tilling? No. Listen, when you marry the tokens, at that point, you're going to have to make a decision. And this is why we're telling people to just to kind of don't worry about rushing things. Everybody's getting tilling on all of the node licenses right now for free. Do nothing, getting tilling. Now, once you split them and start marrying them, you got to put them somewhere. You either have to run them on a box, or you have to push them to HyperPG or HyperPools, which those platforms are not set up with all of that yet. So even though the functionality may be ready, when you marry your tokens to your licenses, you're going to get spit out an 1155 token called a hyper share token. And that's the token that has the wealth and the revenue generation portions of them and all that. But that's not all been kind of lined out yet. As far as, you know, the idea, I would assume, is that will launch when you can place them at HyperPG and HyperPools, and also when the boxes have shipped and are landing. They are shipping. I mean, they're I think, what do they call them? Flashing the boxes right now, where they're putting the software on there and all that kind of stuff. So they're doing all that, and you've seen functional ones. Tufi has one that's working right now, and they have compute clients that are going to be doing some testing phases. But I won't say anything more about that until Hypercycle says something more about that. But there are already test compute clients that they're working with, just to kind of, I mean, even at that hackathon, they had some guys spin up compute that had been involved in Hypercycle for 14 minutes. So like, it's not, it's not difficult. It's just, I don't think anybody should do anything until all of the pieces are there to do, because you don't have to. There's no reason to do anything right now other than have the tokens necessary to merge with your node licenses, if that's the way you want to go.
Yeah, once we pull these, once we split these at that moment. So currently they are splittable. I could go in and do that for you and send you the licenses, but you would be stuck with licenses and essentially nowhere to put them, which means they stop tilling. We're letting them still till right now before we pull those off because we want to have a place to put those first.
Keith bought some licenses, didn't get an email. What does that mean?
Check your email, Keith, right now.
Check your email, bro.
Check it at, I'm going to give his email out publicly.
What?
At tellus.net. That's the end of your email, right?
Oh, burn, or not really burn.
Not a
Customer service burn. I don't know what that is.
Dude, I'm on my flipping game. All over this stuff.
All right, let me get through it. We're gonna get through these. You were just scammed 1,500 in Uber Eats. Really? How does that even work? How does someone scam Uber Eat you? Like, you know the address the food's going to. What kind of criminal does a crime and has the goods delivered to his house to eat them?
Oh, we got a follow-up from Keith. Keith's happy. We got a follow-up. I just did. Thanks, Brandon. Yay. That's good. But
no,
Uber
Dana,
I imagine they
does
took
suck.
The credit card information, right? They must have took the credit card information somehow.
I know, but you still have the food. If you pull a scam on Uber, you still have the food delivered to your house. Like what?
I don't know. This is interesting.
Don't the cops just show up and be like, did you eat ravioli? Yeah, come with us. Or are they doing it for an amount that's below the prosecutable amount? I bet that's it. I bet they figured out that you can steal. I guess you can steal $1,500 and you don't go to jail. These fucking glasses don't do any good. All I do is, it's no difference. It's just that people have told me it makes me look smarter.
You do look smarter. Yeah, debatably so.
Yeah,
smarter.
I mean, I'm gonna be in this condo for the rest of my natural life.
Oh my gosh.
I buy the whole goddamn building, but I can't find a house.
I'll build you a house, Nick. What if I come to LA? You find me a piece of ground, I'll build you a house.
Sam,
I have a surprise, you guys. I'm working on a new backdrop. I'm building a whole thing. Anyway.
Oh, that's sweet.
Cool. It's gonna have like LED lighting and everything.
Yeah. # no one cares. All right. Sam bought 3 nodes and would like to join them together into one. Well, Sam, I don't know if you would need to. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't know why you would need to do that. You're going to manage all of these separate anyway, because they're all going to be slight variants. They're all going to have. I would just wait to do something like that until the network rolls out. It's going to make a lot more sense, I think. All right. Let's see. Boom, boom. Outside the platform, do you know how many node licenses have been sold? Node licenses. It's what, 280,000 or something like that? Something right around there. 280,000 is the total.
Yeah, and only 130,000 of them are tilling. Ours are part of that, but some of them aren't tilling at all by preference of the companies that took them.
Right. A lot of companies basically just invest. I think a lot of companies are just buying them for their own internal use. They have there's no economic incentive other than to get really efficient compute. Yep. So you'll see that a lot. Okay. Can I get my license? Can my license get married at Graceland? I don't know why it couldn't if you were there, if that was your IP address.
Yeah, that's definitely the place. Yeah, that's it. Graceland.
Yeah, it sucks when you get money stolen from you. But like on a situation like that, I mean, you just go to the bank and say, like, someone jacked my stuff. It does suck because you have a lot of frustration and time. Someone tried to jack one of our cars. They put one of our Lamborghinis on a Connex box, try to ship it to Middle East.
No.
But we have like 13 Apple tags all over them. We have like GPS. We have every possible way. So we were like, nope, bring it back. The guy was like, oh man, like, yeah.
We need that back. That's going to be ours.
I don't even think that guy went to jail. Okay. He's like, oh, I didn't mean to park there. You didn't mean to park inside the box going to China? You didn't mean that? You didn't mean to park there? You thought that was what? Over a 24-hour parking for the airport? Dummy. Anyway, such as life.
Oh my goodness. Gas is so high.
I know. I don't know when the boxes ship. How,
We
Brandon, how
haven't
far?
been able to order those yet. So there is a okay,
Yeah.
so this is totally separate from us too. Can I talk about this or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so they did start like selling the Hyper A boxes. It was a whole debacle. If you guys even tried to buy them, you guys know what I'm talking about. Nick and I bought like 8 or 9 of them that we were going to send to people who had bought in master nodes, and all of that, they still have like all my money and everything. So like just be patient. I'm sure they'll get the money back to me, but basically they're restarting the whole purchasing process. And a couple of, I mean, I don't want to say anything negative, but this was not handled correctly. But I think they will get it handled correctly. So we can't even buy the boxes. So I know the box. When you say when are they ready to? They're not going to be shipped to you until we pay for them, right? So we have to be able to have a way to pay for them, and then they'll ship them. They're not just going to ship
Chill
them to
until.
people who signed up. Yeah.
Chill until, bro.
Oh, that's a very good question.
Yep. Chill until. What? What's
I
the
can,
question?
here, hold on. Let me go to this. Gas fee tracker. He said, how much is 60 gwei in dollars? Okay, you don't equate it to dollars. 60 gwei is 60 gwei. 1 ETH is 1 ETH. So basically 60 gwei is 60 gwei. So it actually is depending on the action that you're doing. So right now, if you're doing a swap, 60 gwei is 36 bucks. If you're doing a sell for an NFT, it's 62 bucks. If you're bridging, for example, it's 11 bucks. If you're borrowing, 31 bucks. And there's different. Okay, cool. Wow, we could go into dive here really quickly, but gwei. So the amount of gwei used is dependent upon the amount of data that's built in the smart contract. So, for example, the DApp yesterday we're building for the NFT holders to go pull their money out. I went and had the guy redo a bunch of functions on the DApp to limit the amount of data in the DApp so that it's cheaper when you actually go withdraw your revenue share, because the more transactions the blockchain has to do, the more the gas is going to be. So we work and developers work on making it so there's less functions in each of those contracts, so there's less gwei used. Anyway, so that's a really good question.
Okay, Lisa's question, is the minted NFT a thing that keeps on paying? Yes, that's forever. This thing is indefinite. It's just a part of how we're building Node Market. So the people that own it until now, I'll tell you what would expire. We may not wait until all 10,000 have sold. We may get to a point where we say, you know, we're good. We think we are fine for whatever operations and all this kind of stuff. And at that point, we would just stop. I mean, ideally, we would sell them out, but even if we don't, that might end. But it's part of, like, we have, well, I can't really say. We have one other investor, one other member of the team. Let's just put it that way. We don't even call it investor. Just one. There's one other member of the team, and we will not disclose that until December 1st.
We need to disclose that. Yeah.
December. Yeah, in December. But
strategic.
It's just the 3 of us. So it's just Brandon, myself, and that other entity.
Well, you're talking about like the main, but we hire out, we have contractors working for us, obviously, but like that's, you guys.
We have big dev teams that are doing dev stuff, but that is that. As far as the revenue goes, the revenue will always and into perpetuity be this. Between 20 and 30%, unless we bonus it, like in November, everybody's getting half, like 50%. The rest we use for regular market operations, which you may see Brandon doing sometimes when you see like a similar order come up over and over and over for different, like, and it continues to be bought and sold. That's because we're selling, going to the DEX, buying tokens, bringing them back to Node Market, selling, going to the DEX, buying tokens, wash, rinse, repeat. Only it's not wash trading. We're actually elevating the price of the token. So by slowly, but little bites, right? Anyway, of every time a transaction goes through, 2.5%, every time 2.5%, every time 2.5%. And like this month, half of that goes to the NFT holders, and that is into perpetuity. That will never change. That's just a part of the way Node Market is. Because the whole thing is like, we built this for this group, for the digital investors and digital private clients and ourselves to use, because they don't have these tools. So we just built them. The other side of it is there doesn't exist a code-based OTC exchange. Weird, but it does not exist in all of crypto. Just doesn't exist, because I don't know why. People would rather, I don't know, get their money lit on fire and shit. But this is something that needs to exist. And these types of things usually go in one direction. You build it up to the point where you're doing really good, and then someone wants to buy it. So that's the trajectory. The only thing is, with the NFT holders, they'd have to buy you guys out too.
Or
so it is what it is. But yeah, it's a permanent thing. It's not going to change. If only 5,000 are minted, is the revenue split? Yes, it's split among. That was an adjustment we made a few weeks ago. The revenue is split among the holders, not among the total tokens. Because the way we look at it now is those other tokens don't exist. That's just a high watermark. That's it. Do our royalties accumulate, or do we? No, you can accumulate them. You can take them.
Which this is a big part of what we're still working on with
Yep.
the collection contract, is them being able to accumulate. And then he had it so you couldn't see how much you were going to withdraw. I'm like, dude, we got to see how much we're going to withdraw, because you need to make that decision. Because if you can only withdraw $8 and gas is $6, who's going to withdraw, right?
Right.
So it can't be blind. So I'm like, dude, come on, Henry. His name's not Henry, but Henry, come on, let's code this.
Yes. So that's what we're doing. And we're doing a lot of things that are going to help us at the exchange earn more revenue, especially the secondary node license sales. That's going to be a big one. Node flipping, license flipping, all that kind of stuff, especially if they're in production with the tons of tokens. Because see, you could imagine transactions that are many hundreds of thousands or a few $1 million. If someone's got a master node they're flipping with tokens in it, I mean, you're already, especially if it's split a couple times, that's something that could be many millions of dollars. And those are good fees. And so that's how that works. Anyway, yay. All right.
They know we're the only place that are doing this. Yeah. Anyway, this is cool. This is so cool. Cool.
Damn. Oh yeah, it would have been cool, Diane, if you just gotten tons of food. You'd be like, oh, my cup runneth over. They're like, well, you're paying for it. No, that sucks. I can find you a house. No, thanks. I don't feel like being surrounded by people that pull their dentures out to yell at me that the hurricane's coming. Let's see. World Mobile have a partnership with Singularity Net. What do you think of that project? I've never been too excited about World Mobile. It's never been, to me, all that exciting. That's just me. It's been mostly talk and bullshit and bluster and no. It's like all these partnerships, and man, they're not production partnerships. Like, let me tell you this: when Hypercycle announces a partnership, it's because they're using Hypercycle for compute, right? Like, there's no other kind of production. It's not, oh, we have a checkers partnership. What? We're like what Chainlink always does. Oh, we're partnered with Google. You're not partnered with Google. You use Google. Well, we're partnered with AT&T. No, you're not. You spend money to have AT&T services.
I'm a partner with Google too. I use it every day.
Yeah, I guess I'm a partner with OpenAI because I pay $20 a month. It's a partner,
buddy.
A new partner to Node Market, OpenAI, because we pay $20 a month for GPT-4 Turbo. Get off the gas. And so that doesn't sound exciting to me. Now, is it cool for Singularity Net? Maybe. If it does anything, I just don't know what that would do. World Mobile, okay? Singularity Net. Boy, it's a match made in heaven. What are they? We're going to help bring AI to people with cell phones that don't have cell phone service because they live in third world countries. Like, what the shit does that even mean? So I would just take these partnerships with a grain of salt. It would not be something I would use to factor an investment decision. Faux show.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? You're going to go out and get whatever World Mobile is? You're going to go load up on that token?
Already bought it.
Already bought it. Already shorted it.
Already.
Okay. Can we still buy them, or do we need to go to Hypercycle? I haven't heard from Hypercycle in several months since I signed up to get a box. They're going to release. They were talking about that this morning on the call, that they're getting everything ready to start going out. I'm not sure why their vending thing broke down, but the start of it was if you're a crypto project, take crypto, right? Like, accept crypto. That's like a normal thing. Let's see. Robinhood won't give me my money. They said they're saving me from scammers. Really?
I'm sorry. That's not
Well, you know,
funny.
the good news is they may not have it. Or wait, I don't know if that's good news. Yeah, Robin Hood is something. Hey, do you like the background, Brandon, that I did here? The little,
Oh, I love it.
isn't it cool?
Is that AI generated?
Is it? That's GPT-4 Turbo, bro.
So I got we have a couple of videos coming out here that I'm making. The next one is comparing MetaMask swaps to Uniswap swaps, which is a
Ooh,
really cool video. But then the next one that I'm making is how to get rid of stuck transactions in your MetaMask. And as part of the thumbnail, I used some Dolly 3.
yes. So behind the wall, we're gonna do AI news here in a second. Then we're gonna go behind the wall. But yeah, during the bull market, I'm gonna tell you guys more in depth. Like, hey, you know, this thing has run its course. It's time to start taking profit. But mostly, I can't tell you. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you anything other than this is what I'm doing right now, because everybody's portfolio is different than mine. And all of you are in different positions, and all of you may have different requirements in your life. Like, I'm not, listen, anybody who feels like they have to sell, then you're probably right. Like, you do have to sell, either because, you know, you need to cover some price of something in the real world, or you know, your risk tolerance is such, whatever. You got to listen to your gut instincts. All we're trying to do is help you develop really good, be brilliant at the basics, because mostly no one else is. Like, I mean, like, even at like the management level, there's just a bunch of dumbasses managing an unsightly amount of money, and they don't care whether you win or lose. Doesn't matter, because they get a fee, right? Like, they get a fee no matter what. 2% of a shitload is a shitload. And so they don't, you know, it sounds bad, but like, you know, I've said this a bunch of times. If you wake up in the morning with $300 million in the bank, you don't give a shit. There's nothing to compel you. That's why it's so hard to hire like these AI guys. They're all rich. These early crypto guys are all rich. They're like, well, let's get this guy, let's get that guy. They're like, they're not going to come work for you. What? You're going to give them $225,000 a year and give them some stock options and a pension plan? They can buy your goddamn company in their MetaMask wallet. So like, you just can't. So it is hard to incentivize people with a lot of money. So it becomes a thing where, and I know that I'm kind of getting a little bit off the topic, but essentially everybody's entry or exits depending on them. In the same way that people that have tons and tons of money, if they're still in the space, then they're doing it for other reasons. A billionaire is probably not like, I got to become a 2 billionaire or I'm a loser. Like, they just don't give a shit about the same things maybe that we give a shit about. And so you need to put that in perspective, that every one of you, each of us, are all in different positions based on your finances. And the further you get along that journey, the less you'll care about some things and the more you'll care about other things. So there's not really like, I can't tell you, Mario, sell. But I can say, this is not as sexy as it used to be. That's why we do the temperature, like our little kind of heat check once a week, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. All right. Maybe we'll do at some point I used to do a portfolio where we put like $1,000 in an account and it was in the percentages, but that doesn't work either. We did that for a while, but like people could just see it whenever they wanted. I don't know if that does any benefit anyway.
Yeah,
but
they
yeah,
can still get the percentages, and I don't know.
Yeah, you got to be brilliant at the basics. That's really what we're trying to get across. Okay, let's do some AI news. Let's see. Do our royalties accumulate? Oh yeah, we already did this. Okay, I think we've got through a lot of these. Okay, yeah, that's good. If everybody in El Salvador wasn't so poor that they can't afford Bitcoin. I know, you can afford any amount of Bitcoin because of percentages, but that has not been a success so far. People are not in El Salvador onboarding to Bitcoin. It is what it is. Okay, let's do this. Let's do some AI news because there's some cool news. A little bit of it is a kind of just we did talk about the OpenAI, their dev day, but there's some conclusions from that and some cool stuff there. So let's do some AI news stuff. YouTube is
Ah,
getting
I've
it.
heard of it.
They're
I've
getting in the
heard of
game.
it.
Yep. So they're doing these new AI integrations, and basically they're testing 2 new AI tools. One is a chat bot that summarizes videos and answers questions, which that's actually really good because then people don't have
Yeah.
to watch any of our content anymore. They just read it. And a new AI feature to categorize video comments by topic. I guess that's cool for people that are going back through comments, things like that. Anyway, good for them. The chatbot aims to provide more info on videos, recommended related content, and even quiz users on educational videos. Ooh, can you imagine having
Ooh.
quizzes at the end of these shows?
I should make people take a quiz after my tech tip videos to make sure that this is sunk in.
The comment summarization groups comments into topics using AI, helping creators better understand discussions on their content. So that's for the producers of the content. I guess that's cool. I don't usually look at the comments too much because they're kind of limited in scope. It's currently limited to English, Android, US, and premium subscribers only, and comes as part of a broader push by Google to integrate AI across its products. Why? Well, because Google actually gets a lot of data from YouTube. Anyway, that's kind of cool. Why does it matter? Well, having these new features on YouTube showcases Google's continued push into AI. As I mean, everybody's like looking at their wristwatch, waiting for Gemini to launch, and they keep saying, "Oh, Gemini is going to be better than GPT-4," and then GPT-4 Turbo launches, and then the people at Google are like, "Shit, dude, that context window is huge." 300 book pages is what you can put in there now. Do you know that?
Oh, what?
It's
Oh my
so crazy.
gosh.
I think 128,000 tokens.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
redonkulous. Yeah, it's badass. Anyway, okay. Figma launches AI features to boost visual collaboration, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you can imagine a future where a bunch of people are in a virtual, like you're on a virtual chat, but it's a board meeting and everybody wants to jump up and do stuff on a whiteboard and all that. So Figma integrated AI onto its whiteboard Fig Jam, and it helps users instantly visualize ideas and flow charts and all this kind of stuff and plans with these customizable templates. So they have features like generate and sort, and what they're trying to do is create a lot of these tedious design tasks. They just want to automate it so you can do it really quickly. And it summarizes. They have like a sticky notes thing. Fig Jam AI will summarize sticky notes and auto groups them into various themes. So like it can look at a bunch of stuff and just put it all together, which by the way, GPT-4 Turbo, if you take a picture of a bunch of sticky notes, you can like start conversing with it. It's crazy. It's the coolest. Turbo's dope. Anyway, users can generate templates for workflows, meetings, charts, etc. through simple text prompts. The new feature expands on the existing Chat GPT integration with their Jam bot thing. So again, this is a lot of stuff that sounds kind of interesting, but any company is probably more or less just features of a future iteration of some of these large multimodal models. Like I was talking to somebody today about a company. He's like, "What do you think? Does this look good?" They've raised all this money. I'm like, "That's a feature, bro. That's a button. That's a button on GPT-5. That won't be a company." So their shelf life is probably like 6 to 8 months. So if you invested, get your money out. It will at least make your money in 6 to 8 months. And so you have to think, what are features and what are not? And a lot of people have talked about Twin. They're like, "Well, is Twin just a feature?" See, I don't think so. I think Twin is one of those things where you can go and create your own identity, and then that can either be licensed, passed on to your family. But the more that your identity takes on your, like mental capacity, like you kind of upload your past and your history and your skill sets to it, it becomes a thing that has a lot of value. And so I think there will be several different kinds of like digital twins that people do. I think that's probably a pretty clear case. Then it will be who's going to service what industry. There's a lot of cell phone providers. Like there's a lot of cell phone minutes providers. There's a lot of internet providers. There's a lot of streaming content providers. Like there's a lot of very similar things. I think there can be a lot of iterations of how you create a digital representation of yourself. So in that case, I go, well, who's closest to the best team? Singularity Net's probably closest to the best team because you got Ben Gortzel, David Hansen, like all that. You have that whole, all those brains, all those big brains, and I wouldn't be closer to that versus what kind of sterilized mechanical bullshit would come out of Gemini, like out of Google digital you, like I don't know, man. So I just think you want working on the project people that have been deeply thinking about this for a long time, and that's pretty much the Singularity Net team. There's not a lot of other. I mean, they were all getting laughed at 2 years ago. Not so much now, but everybody in AI was getting laughed at. Anyway, so there. Let's see. What else is cool? There's a lot of little tools. Let me see. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of plugins. You're seeing a lot of plugins now for GPT-4 and 4 Turbo. I think the coolest thing is when you can create your own, you can create a GPT like your own, and you can put it out there and you can monetize it, which is kind of cool if you have things that you do that are specific. But anyway, the basic OpenAI Developer Day, the coverage was GPTs, which I just talked about, which is a way for you to customize your own customization of ChatGPT, allowing any person at all to make an AI for specific tasks. You don't need any coding experience. It can be from learning games to professional tasks. GPTs enhance daily interaction by integrating web search, image creation, API actions while remaining committed to user privacy and data control. Cool. That's that. GPT-4 Turbo with 128K context. So their expanded context window, user customization and innovation vision and sound capabilities are pretty freaking big. Like I said, 128,000 tokens. So you got like 300 book pages. You can, now that'd be kind of cool, is to put like a novel in GPT and then just talk to it, talk to the novel. I wrote a bunch of books. I should make a GPT that's a book and you can just talk to it and have it tell you the story. Interesting. Anyway, Assistance API, and this is a new API that simplifies creating assistive AI applications by managing state and context. It features tools like Code Interpreter for running Python code, generating visuals, retrieval for augmenting assistant knowledge with a bunch of external data. So again, if you have a company that's leveraging AI, these Assistance API is probably going to help you quite a bit. The multimodal capabilities, features such as vision and image created with DALL-E 3 and the text-to-speech options. They reduced the pricing for these, for like companies that are using these functions. Like they chopped the prices way down, like less than half. They did updates to function calling so that you can execute multiple actions in a single message, and increases the accuracy of the function parameter returns. Many people are like, what the shit? But it means that everything's getting easier, not just for us as users of these multimodal models, but also it's easier for companies to build on top of them. And so again, you got to just think, companies that leverage AI, is it a full company or is it just a tool that's just going to be available to you? Because eventually, if you push this forward, you will ask whatever your version or iteration of AI is, and it'll do. You won't have to, oh, I wonder if I should find a company that will take my picture and make it an avatar. Like, no, ask it and it will do it. But at some place, you need a repository of all that stuff that you think is private and unique and you. And so then you got to find out, okay, what are my go-to models? Like, what do I, like I use GPT-4 all the time. Brandon, what do you were using Claude quite a bit, right?
I was in, but I probably use GPT way more now, especially with DALL-E 3. That is amazing. It is so cool.
It's awesome
to be able to iterate so many different times and so many different levels. It's unbeatable right now.
It's pretty wicked.
One. I have a couple other ones that I use every day to like summarize YouTube videos for descriptions.
Oh, what do you use for summarizing? You know that Brave browser, Brave does it now. It's starting to summarize stuff.
Cool.
What do you use? Monica,
she breaks it down in so many, she like takes your video and she'll summarize it, and like she breaks it down with timestamps and everything. It's like,
damn.
cool. Yeah,
I
she
knew
does
this
good.
chick.
You have to pay. It's like $8 or something.
My friend John had this. His wife was Monica. She was pretty cool, but she lost her temper a lot, and then she went to prison because she was pulling frauds.
That is crazy. Monica does the same thing in AI. She gets mad if the video hasn't been uploaded long enough. She gets so mad.
Yeah,
I'm like, Monica,
well,
calm down.
hopefully this Monica will
Rethink
not
this.
also go to jail.
Oh crap.
All right. I didn't know she went to jail for like some kind of scammy advertising thing. Like
Oh geez.
advertising
Oh,
scammy
dear.
things or something. I don't know. I don't know the whole deal. They didn't tell me the full story. The story changed too from like it was white collar and then all of a sudden she was locked up. I was like, sounds
Wow.
like maybe she ran a Ponzi scheme. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's get get behind the wall and we'll talk about cryptos and stuff.
Yes.
We will go to the markets, which are still holding up really, really well. It's crazy.
Insanity.
Okay, we'll be back in un momentito. But first, a message from our not sponsors.
We're going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now